Hi Stampers, welcome back to fancyforstampin.com. I'm Josie Cauler, and this is part 3 of my 3 fall card series. And today we're going to create this simple little fall card. Okay, let's get started. These are the things that you are going to need. You are going to need a piece of 4 1/4 by 11-inch mint macaron cardstock, a piece of 2 1/2 by 4-inch Delightful Dijon cardstock, a piece of 2 1/4 by 4-inch Petals and Paisley DSP, and I've chosen this very colorful side with all of the paisleys. You're going to need a small scrap of rich razzleberry cardstock and a small scrap of very vanilla cardstock to cut out the oval. Okay, you're also going to use the layering ovals framelits. You're going to use the Paisley framelits dies and the Paisleys and Posies stamp set. Okay, so let's put this card together. You're going to need to take your card base, which is your 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of mint macaron cardstock, and fold that in half. And you will need your foam mat. So we'll set that on top of the foam mat. And on the front, with Versamark ink, we are going to stamp 2 of this large paisley over on the right side. One toward the bottom. I'll ink up my stamp set again, flip it over, and one toward the top. So we just have a watermark of the paisleys. So I can put that away. Okay, next thing we need is one of our delicate white doilies. And I had it here, what I do with it. I think it fell on the floor. I found the doily and it was in fact on the floor. I pushed it off onto the floor when I was going through the things that you would need. You need half of a delicate white doily to make this card. I should have mentioned that in the beginning of the video, but I didn't, so oh well. So we're going to put some adhesive on the back. Let me get rid of my foam mat. And we are going to attach this doily over toward the left side of the card. Okay, the next thing we need is our piece of Delightful Dijon and our Petals and Paisley DSP. I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of that and attach. Okay, now I'm going to put some adhesive on top of the doily, and I'm going to grab a length of gold metallic thread. Just love this stuff. Wrap it around my fingers, cut off a piece, cut it off, and attach it to the front of the card. And like I've said before, the more you use, the prettier it is. I think I wrapped it around my fingers 8 or 9 times. So there we've got that on there. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is attach dimensionals to this piece of DSP and cardstock. I'm going to put them on the back. And I'll attach this to the front of my card. I'll overlap the doily so it just peeks out. Just like that. Okay, so that's what we have so far. All right, I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to take my piece of scrap Very Vanilla and my foam mat again, And I'm going to stamp the sentiment. The thankful, grateful, blessed sentiment is stamped toward the bottom. This is going to eventually get cut out with the oval, so we'll stamp that. Perfect. And then with this stamp, we're going to stamp this flower in Delightful Dijon right above the blessed sentiment. Okay, and if you give me a second, I'll go over to my Big Shot and cut that out. Okay, I got that cut out on my Big Shot, and I did notice that on my card, I did lightly sponge around the edges of this oval in mint macaron. So I've got a piece of sponge. You could use a sponge dauber too, and I'm just lightly sponging around that to make it pop out a little. Okay, the next thing I need to do is add some dimensionals to the back of this oval. And I'll attach that right there. Okay, and now I'm going to go over to my Big Shot and cut this fancy leaf out of the paisley framelit. So give me a sec, I'll be right back. Well, there you go, I've got that cut out. So I've got my silicone mat here. I'm going to add a little adhesive to the back of it, and I'm going to tuck it right under the oval and the DSP, just so it sticks out right there. And there you have it, our third fall card. Well, thank you for joining me for my series of 3 fall cards. I hope you enjoyed them. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at callerjosanna@aol.com. Thanks, and you have a great day.